Hello everyone. Today we'll see the safety devices restraints. Restraints are used to restrict the movement of the stick. Yes. What is the meaning of restraint? Restraints means as the name restrains, it is the restriction. So restraints are used to restrict the movement of the sick body in the bed. The restraint should be selected the appropriate, safe and comfortable one. However, the use of restraint should be restricted to the minimum. There is a purposes for the restraint. Children may need to be restrained for some diagnostic therapeutic procedures or during the physical examination, and also in order to protect the child from the injury. Yes, children may need for the restraints for some diagnosis procedures. If any x-rays are taking, example any x-rays are taking, we should keep the children in restraint procedure because it is a diagnostic procedure. If the blood sample is taking, we have to restrain the baby's hand or as well as the leg from where they are taking. If we are putting the vein flow, there also must be a restrain the baby's hand. Restriction then restraints maintain the child's safety and protect him from injury. It also facilitates examination and minimize the child's discomfort. Then comes the principles of restraints. Yes, there is a principles, so we have to follow that principles also. Restraints should be individualized and afford as much as dignity to the patient as the situation allowed. Any restraint should be humanly and professionally administered. Protocols to ensure patient safety should be developed to address observation and treatment during the period of restraints and periodic assessment as to the need and means of restrict. The use of restraints should be carefully demonstrated, such as documentation should be included, the reason for the means of restraints and periodic assessment of the restrained patient. The method of the restraint should be the least restrictive necessary for protections of the patient and other. Then the patient restriction is selection patient restriction or requires comprehensive patient assessment, and the emergency physician's principles legal and ethical responsibility is to patients who presents to be seen and treated in the emergency department. The use of restraints should conform to applicable law, rules, regulation and accreditation and standard. Accreditation means certification, or we can say the authority. Then there is an objective of the restraints: to avoid the client from falling, to prevent the interruptions of therapy, to prevent the confused or combative client from the removing any life supportive sequence equipments, and to reduce the risk of injury to the others. Then comes the general instructions when we are restraining the client or a child. Explain the need for the application and types of the restraint. Yes, without explaining, we can't do any single procedure over the patient as well as their children. Need should be made to understand the family and friends of the client. Restraint should be used with great care. Assistance should be taken. Allow freedom to move. Circulation must be occluded by the restraints. Pat the bony prominence while applying the restraints. See that the normal body positions can be assumed. Unite the restraints at least every 4 hours. Client with a restraint should be visited at least every 30 to 60 minutes. Do not apply linen restraints with a regular knot. Fasten restraint to bed frame and not to side rails. Never use restraints over an IV side. While remove one's restraints at a time. Skin folds should be clean and dry prior to the application of restraints. Ensure that there are no wrinkles in restraints. Then comes the types of restraints. Yes, there are so many types of restraints. Number one is the mummify. Mummify restraints is we will mummify the baby so that baby will restrain his hand and leg, it cannot move out from the that mummify procedure. Mummy device involves securing a sheet or a blanket around the child's body in such a way that his arms are held to his sides and his leg space movements are restricted. Then the purposes for the mummifying. Mummy restraints are examination or a treatment of the head and neck, example the ENT examination or a scalp venipuncture. Along with that, after the baby bath, we will mummify their children. Then comes the procedures. The child is placed on an open blanket which is adjusted in such a way that one edge is under the child, a neck, and another extend beyond its feet. The child's arms are placed by the sides. We can see in this book, this procedure is like that. Then comes the elbow restraints. Elbow or restraints is used to prevent the infant from flexing his elbow so that he is unable to remove the nasogastric tube or scalp vein. Purpose of this elbow restraints are: this may be useful in a case after the operation on head, face, scalp, infusion to secure anastomosis nasogastric tubes and to prevent the stretching in case of skin disorder. Then the procedure how we will do the elbow restraint. Elbow is extended, padded and bandages with a wooden scapula placed on the anterior or a flexor aspects. Then come the jacket restraints. Jacket restraints are used to prevent the child from climbing out of the crib or a hair or a chair. Procedure. The jacket is put on the child's, keeping the laces at the back so that the child cannot touch them. The long tabs on the jackets are fixed to the understructure of the crib. Then comes the claw hitch restraints. Claw hitch restraints is used to immobilize the arm or a leg. It is prepared from a piece of gauze to soft cloth or crab bandage. You see the picture here, the glove of hitch restraints. And the procedure is like that. The wrist or ankle is placed in the loops of the device. The end of the device are pulled to make a firm and tied to the cot frame. It should be tight enough to prevent the slipping of the hand or a foot. The crib net restraint is used to prevent the child from climbing over the side rails. It is applied over the crib and on the sides of the crib. Procedure. The crib net restraints should be fixed to the cot frame so that the side rails can be lowered when necessary without the removing the net. When the rails are up, the child can stand in the crib but cannot climb over the side rails. Then comes the restraints with the hand. Restraints with the hands provided bodily contact and feeling of the security. It is useful for the infant and restraining for the certain procedures. You see the procedure here. Especially we are doing this hand restraint when the patient is unconscious, when the patient is tetanus toxoid, like that. Then the purpose of the restraints with the hand: positioning for the femoral venipuncture and restraining for the lumbar procedures. Procedure is femoral venipuncture. The infant placed on his back and his leg spread apart in a frog-like fashion. Lumbar puncture. Infant placed on a lateral side and the knees and